Now, though, Premier League winner and Celtic goalkeeper Joe Hart has announced he will retire from professional football at the end of the season.
I wanted to get the message out that as of June, I'm going to stop playing professional football.
Neymar inside the penalty area, and again, Joe Hart makes the save.
He's got all the attributes of a top goalkeeper.
It's headed down by Mertesacker. What a save that is by Joe Hart, flying to his left, tugging it round the post.
I had a long chat with him just to talk about what does he look like at his best, and the two words he started with was calm and composed.
Ilicic is through, the angle's tight, and Hart again comes to England's rescue.
Even Joe Hart's got a wry smile on his face. He thinks it's a joke, I think. Every time someone rushes through on goal and he has to deal with a one-on-one scenario, quite incredible.
I think he showed the level that he's capable of, and it was top class.
That one's better, and it's a header by Fernandez towards the far corner, and Joe Hart pulls out a magnificent save.
All I want to do now is focus on leaving my heart and soul out on the field.
Yes, the Premier League winning goalkeeper Joe Hart has announced he will retire from professional football at the end of the season. He explained to Celtic TV why he feels now is the right time to call a day on his career.
This is something that I've thought about for a while. There's no right or wrong time, is there? But the way this club works, this that I'm playing at the moment, there's so much on it. There's so much heart and soul poured into what we're doing as a football club. But you know, with the grand scheme of the club, with the support base and the conversations that go on around it, there's obviously a conversation around the goalkeeping position for next season. So I just think it was really important that with the blessing of the club, you know, I've had the conversations with the club, with Brendan, with Stevie Woods, that we get the message out. It takes one thing off the table that people need to speculate over. You know, I'm definitely not going to be there next season. I'm not going to be available to play football next season.
He's only 36 years old. That's quite young for a goalkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say you're in a pomp, but it's certainly...
A lot of goalkeepers go on to certainly late 30s.
Yeah. Listen, Joe Hart won 2 Premier Leagues during his time at City. He was there for 12 years, by the way. Made 75 appearances for England as well. And he kept 43 clean sheets for the national side. That's the second highest tally in England's history. Do we rate Joe Hart as highly as we should do?
Yeah, I think people do. Good goalkeeper. Certainly when he first broke on the scene at City. I know he was at Shrewsbury when he first...
Shrews or Shrows?
No, I say Shrewsbury, but
okay.
Good goalkeeper. Like he was commanding as well. So he was commanding. I always thought he was quite good with his feet. Mm-hmm. But again, we know Pep came in and completely changed it, because Pep almost came in, brought in Claudio Bravo when he wasn't good enough. And I would say it effectively ended Joe Hart's career, because it didn't.
Well,
but
it did.
Well, it didn't end his career because he still went on to play. But
I see.
I almost feel like after that, he wasn't the same. Like when Pep came in and completely changed it all overnight. But I still think a really solid goalkeeper. Just good. You know what I mean? He was there obviously in goal when Aguero moment. Aguero! Because obviously the images of him running around.
That's right. I think he did a cartwheel, didn't he?
Yeah. So
no. Sorry, that's Schmeichel I'm thinking of.
I think I will say that is he a Manchester City legend? I'd say so. 2 Premier League titles.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, and he was obviously there at the start of the revolution.
If you're there 12 years, right? He played in goal for England for 9, 75 caps.
Yeah.
I mean, that is legendary status.
Yeah.
That really is legendary status.
Very, very good. But as I said, it almost felt like Pep came in and just saw a completely different vision. And to be fair, I mean, we're never ever going to criticise Pep, but when you look at now modern day goalkeepers, because Joe Hart's almost one of those goalkeepers, that the last of the fundamental goalkeeper that, first and foremost, keep the ball out of the net, make the saves, do all that stuff first, and then if you're good with your feet, that's an added bonus. I almost feel like Pep came in, and now the roles of a goalkeeper have completely changed.
Totally.
So the fundamentals of being a goalkeeper used to be come for crosses, shot stopping, that type of stuff. Now it's no. Can you play with your feet? Both feet? Can you play out from the back?
But see, for my money, that's not as important, right? Let's take Andre Onana, Man United's goalkeeper. He's unbelievable with his feet, right?
Yeah.
His long range passing is fantastic. Mm-hmm. But you, is it the expense of his goalkeeping ability?
Probably,
right?
yeah, because these guys are now footballers. And again, I've harked back to it. I saw the kind of change. I know Pep came in a lot later, but I remember Paul Clement, when I was at Derby with him, he was the first I saw who started adding goalkeepers into training sessions. And all the lads were like, we're in the Netherlands. And all the lads were like, what's going on here? Like Scotty Carson's in possession. Keller Roo's doing like possession. We're going, why are they in? But obviously he'd been at Real Madrid with Ancelotti, so he was ahead of the game. But as I said, Pep came in and it's like, it almost not killed Joe Hart, but it was just Now everyone wants a goalkeeper. I don't care if they can catch it or make shots.
It's just with his feet.
It's just with their feet.
Let me ask you, he left Man City in 2018, 6 years ago, and he's 36, so he'd have been 30.
Yeah.
Right? His next club after that, his next permanent club after that was Burnley.
Yeah.
Then it was Spurs, hardly played for Spurs, now Celtic. Why, when he was 30 and he was an England goalkeeper, did he not go to, no disrespect to Burnley, but a big club?
I think, again, Pep...
For that reason.
Pep has come in and completely changed everyone's train of thought when it comes to goalkeepers.
But look at Newcastle's goalkeeper, right?
Yeah. But I think he was at Burnley, and I might be wrong.
Nick Pope, no, you're right.
No, when Joe Hart was there and Tom Heaton. Three of them.
You're right, 100% right.
So it was like, whoa, like, how was he going to get a game there?
Yeah.
But you'd think he would do because he had been England's number one.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Bizarre.
Do you think Pep effectively ruined his career, but changed people's perception of him?
Well, I mean, he's been that successful in what he's done, Pep, and rightly so. He deserves to get respect. That's why everyone else almost feels like they have to do the same. It's almost like now with this inverted fullback. I know people were doing it back in the day, but now all of a sudden he does it. Everybody wants to do it. And not only has he changed it, it filters all the way down, doesn't it? So like even teams you're seeing in, again, for who was it last week? We saw Luton try and do it against your lot, trying to rather than just clear it, want to get the ball down and play, get
It's
punched
so
with it.
frustrating for fans.
Southampton against Hull. I think it was Hull. One of their goals. The guy tried to take someone on the edge of his own box.
I know.
And got caught.
It's nuts.
So it's filtered the whole way down.
Okay. Where does he rank amongst England's greatest goalkeepers? I know you love Seaman, don't you?
He's good, yeah. But for me, personally, I would say Jordan Pickford.
Jordan Pickford's greatest ever England.
Is the best.
Hold on. Jordan Pickford's greatest ever England goalkeeper.
In my era.
Where are you going back to? Who's your first goalkeeper?
My very first goalkeeper would have been maybe David Seaman. It was 1990, Shilton.
Yeah. But he was about 42 and he was horrific.
So probably Shilton. But I know people are going to go
Gordon
Banks.
Have you seen videos? You know that the penalty shoot against Germany in 1990?
No, but when he falls down, he said that.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad, those videos.
But you look at consistency, major tournaments, shot stopping.
Yeah.
I don't.
So you're putting Pickford above Seaman?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Really?
Yeah, and I just listen, and you know how much that pains me because Seaman is like my hero.
You love Seaman?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for me, I think when you look at Pickford's performances at major tournaments, he's not really let England down, has he?
No.
Do you know what I mean? So,
and when you're saying that, are you suggesting that David Seaman did?
I'm not saying he has, but looking at Pickford now, I've gone fair play to him. Fair play. Because I think in Gareth's mind...
I understand what you're saying. It's difficult to argue against. But why is he at Everton? Why, again, exactly the same question. Why is he at Everton?
Yeah, but we've seen that before. We've seen Paul Robertson was number one when he was at Tottenham.
Yeah.
Or where was Ian Walker when he was in...
He was at Spurs.
Yeah. David James at Liverpool? No, he weren't Liverpool.
Villa?
Maybe Villa or...
I think he was at Liverpool. And
Portsmouth, maybe?
Maybe.
So...
Are you putting David James, Jamo? I mean, listen, if you score past David James, you're a legend. Very different, certainly with the outside of the right boot, top right-hand corner.
If I'm picking in my era of goalkeepers...
What about Ben Foster?
Yeah, I'll see him tomorrow.
He's on tomorrow's show, by the way. Ben Foster's in the studio tomorrow with us.
For England, I'd probably say David Seaman's in there, Joe Hart, and then Pickford.
Hold on. What order are you going?
Well, Pickford's number one. It's a flip of a coin for me.
Pickford's your number one?
Yeah.
Then Seaman...
And then Joe Hart,
You're all over Seaman, right? For number two. And then Joe Hart, three. So Joe Hart's in the top three England goalkeepers of all time.
I mean, again, people will pick
holes in it.
Yeah, for Pickford, but I just can't think of a moment where you go.
No, you're right.
Even stepping up and taking a pen.
Yeah, and what a penalty, by the way. He smashes it. I go back a little bit further than you. That may surprise you. I go back to the Peter Shilton era, but I was never a fan of Peter Shilton. I think because I saw him late on in his career.
Yeah.
So he'd have been sort of like 38, 39, and not for me. Ray Clements, for my money.
Oh, yeah.
He's the greatest ever.
Soul, yeah.
The greatest ever England goalkeeper. I mean, he's won Champions Leagues at Liverpool, or European Cups.
And what a nice guy as well. I spent time with him, didn't I? In England squads.
Yeah.
And I remember going to a training camp, he was there. What a nice guy.
Go on, tell me a Ray Clements story.
Well, it's so much like a story, but every time you had a conversation with him, you do, obviously, he'd take the goalkeeper, you do a shooting session after the sessions.
What's someone like that doing at a training session with an England goalkeeper? Who's the England goalkeeper at the time?
It could be Joe Hart. It might have been Joe Hart. It might have been who? Paul Robinson when I first got in the squad.
So what would someone like Ray Clements be doing in a training session for England?
Just drills, their footwork, make sure they're in the right position, that type of stuff.
So they're like firing the ball at them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
and
that
putting on
stuff.
sessions for them, like helping them, making them feel better.
Yeah.
But there's always a bit of banter between the centre forward and the goalkeeping coach. Always.
Yeah, they've got their own little club. They stay away from everyone else. So I would put them. We'll take calls on this. 03717223394. I'd like to hear from Man City fans about what they think of Joe Hart as well. You said he's a legend. I put him down as a club legend.
I think he's been a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about where he ranks amongst England's greatest goalkeepers. I think we both have him in our top 3. I would go Clements.
Well, I didn't really see Ray, and also I didn't see. I know a lot of people probably going Gordon Banks. I get that, but I didn't see him.
No, it's before our time. I would go Clements. I would go Pickford and then Hart. Oh no, I haven't got Seaman in there. I've got to find a way to get Seaman in. All right, I'll have a think about that.
talkSPORT Drive, super opinionated sporting debate, Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.